I'm now very happy to introduce Monica Obogeanu, Startups Program Manager at Orange Romania, who is about to host a thrilling panel that I've been waiting for such a long time to see about entrepreneurship and cybersecurity. So welcome, Monica, and enjoy the session. I'm very excited for it.
Hi, Andrea. Thank you for the introduction. I'll take it from here. Indeed, this is a very exciting panel, and it's not my doing so. It's the great work of the people who have actually built cybersecurity startups in Romania, and who are actually the reason why we can host this panel today at DefCamp. So, without further ado, I will ask my co-panelists to just introduce themselves a bit, and for starters, so that our audience can best know what you're doing and understand the amazing impact that you're creating through your products. Please tell us a bit about what types of services, products you are providing and to which types of customers, just as a quick roundtable and introduction into your actual work. Let's go. I see Adrian Fortuna is first on screen, so I pass the mic to you, Adi.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, all good.
Hi everybody, my name is Adrian Fortuna. I'm the founder and CEO of pentesttools.com. I hope some of you have seen my presentation yesterday about our latest tool, Sniper, the automatic exploiter. We at Pentest Tools are creating an online penetration testing framework for offensive security teams. So we are helping security professionals to perform pen testing engagements much faster and more effective than the traditional way, let's say. I can elaborate much more on that, but Monica, just tell me when.
Just tell us a bit about the types of customers that you have. So who are the companies that are actually using your services and your product?
Okay, so a few years ago, we were mostly being used by individuals, security professionals, freelancers, and so on. But right now, we moved our focus mostly to small and medium enterprises. And we actually have customers from all around the globe, from various industries, from financial industries, IT, universities, and so on. Most of the customers come from the US, but also from UK and Germany. We are a SaaS-based product, so we sell over internet. So since the internet is global, we have customers from actually all around the world.
Wonderful. Thank you, Adi. And again, congratulations. So building a software as a service product in Romania that serves globally is actually basically the dream of any startup, right? You have your team of experts here in Romania and the customers who are benefiting and actually paying for your product across the globe. Right?
We are the proof that it works, and actually anybody can do it, even from Romania, let's say.
We'll tackle into that more because anybody can do it, but they need to learn to do some stuff and build a great team, right? I'll hand the mic now to Florina. Florina, please, people in DefCamp mostly know you as one of the souls inside the conference and all the amazing activities happening here. Tell us about CyberEdu and how did you get to build this?
Hello. Yes, probably. I must start by telling that CyberEdu started after DefCamp in 2019. Actually, after we closed the anniversary edition, some of the participants told us, oh, we want to see the challenges and the labs that were given in the Hacking Village because they wanted to learn more and solve them and try to solve them in order to see if they can, because during DefCamp it's a lot of pressure. And actually, this is how it all started. We wanted to create an environment for hosting labs online. So we created CyberEdu as the platform for hosting CTFs and labs, but in a short time, it became more as a learning tool because we started to also add entry-level labs that could support an individual in their learning path towards cybersecurity, because we are active believers that cybersecurity is best learned by doing. So we cover this hands-on side of cyber, which is a very challenging part, but we are happy to take on. And actually, we are really happy to see that all Hacking Village this year is happening on CyberEdu, and it's really amazing.
Tell us more in general about what's happening in CyberEdu, right? I know you have quite a lot of users already on the platform. Tell us a bit about how the product is growing.
Yes, we actually are almost to 8,000 users, registered users. It's growing really good. We have over 200 labs available on different knowledge levels and also on different topics related to cybersecurity. And currently we are working with lots of universities to bring CyberEdu to the academic environment, because for academias, it helps bridge the theoretical information towards the practice, because in cyber, it's really important to also practice, to have a space to apply what you've learned at the university. And we started to work with some universities, and we are still developing this part, and it's really great.
Wonderful. So it's 8,000 people who are doing exercises in there, but you mentioned 200 workshops, right?
Labs, yes.
I mean, you're providing the platform, but the platform does not live on and is not actually useful without the content and the educational.
Yes, exactly. We are regularly adding new content in order to keep the users engaged. We are also organizing different competitions, also to keep the competitive spirit alive and to motivate all the users to engage and to solve exercise. And this way they can also develop their skills in order to reach the next level of mastery in cybersecurity. Because on CyberEdu, you can start fresh with beginners labs, and then you can move forward towards professional.
And you as CyberEdu, you are obviously building the platform. Are you also creating all the content?
Currently, we are building the platform, and we are also creating the content, not all of the content, but most of it, because we also have lots of team members whom we are working to in order to create more exciting content, because it's very challenging to, technology, it evolves, also vulnerabilities, and every day you need to create more scenarios inspired from real life in order to challenge the users to solve it.
Wonderful. Thank you, Florina. And again, congrats to you as well. So I will move on now to Cristi Ruța from Sciscale. Cristi, can you tell us a bit about what you are building at Sciscale in terms of services and products as well? Yeah.
Sure. Hello, everybody. Yes, so here at Sciscale we are building Arcana.ai. Arcana is our cognitive automation platform, targeted right now for cybersecurity environment, cybersecurity specialists, SOC and security operations centers and services around cybersecurity, in order to automate their workflows, but from cognitive point of view, from automating the human brain decision in their daily activities, all with no code.
who is using your Arcana.ai, Christy? Like in terms of companies and jobs inside the companies.
Everybody can use it. Every IT department who is generating security logs. We are seeing a lot of traction with managed security providers, kind of customers, those that are having, they are taking care of the security of their own customers. And there is the place where all the alerts are coming, and it's a little bit of a bottleneck on the human power there. And they are looking for AI-based assistance to automate their decision, their work, to improve their workflows.
Can you tell us a bit about your team? Where are you in terms of size now, and geography maybe from your customers? Because I know.
Sure. Yeah. We are a Romanian startup with mainly a team mainly consisting of Romanians. However, our CEO and founder, Petrica, is Romanian who emigrated in US. So we are targeting also, and we are part of the US American market. And we also have in our team, which is around maybe 35 people right now, the core of the product development and product related activities. And also we are having several, so on top of the 35 people, we have several business advisors who are around the world, from California, Canada, Greece, and New York, where Peter is based.
And in terms of customers, how is it going?
Right now we are in product validation phase, where we are we are having a handful of beta customers, friendly customers that are paying for our software and they are using it. We are working closely with them, and they are here in Romania, they are here in Europe, and we are also in POC phase, and the stage before paying for it, with also customers in US.
Thank you. We'll touch a bit later. I know a part of the startups that we are talking to today have started building products after delivering services, basically cybersecurity services for many types of customers. And my guess is that was a learning point for you, right? Before going into product.
Yeah, indeed, this is our story. We had several years of service delivery in cybersecurity areas and IT infrastructure. I'm also a networking guy at my start of my career. And this was the foundation for our knowledge in applying this know-how, mixing it with big data and developing around big data and that data aggregation skills, and with data scientists. And we feel that we can bring to a table expertise from AI, from subject matter expertise like cybersecurity, and developing skills, which is mandatory to develop a product. Yeah.
Thank you, Christy. I'll go back now to Andrei. I skipped you because I noticed you were having some other problems there. Yeah. So Andrei Bozeanu from Decheneas, can you tell us a bit about what you are doing now with Decheneas and how you got to start working on this?
Yeah, well, Decheneas is a novel approach in detecting browser exploits. It was first presented as a concept at DefCamp in 2016. Later, it grown into a startup, now delivering professional services. Basically, to tell you a little bit about what Decheneas is doing. As you mentioned, as you saw in the past years, there was a plethora of browser exploits, mostly in Chrome or Safari browsers, which were mainly disclosed by Google Threat Analysis Group. They use for their work and the research a tool that is quite similar to the DefCamp. The only difference is that the DefCamp is addressing to the great public, while Google's tool is only internal and is designed for research purposes only. This means in a real situation that victims of browser exploits, and there are lots of victims, never actually know they had been compromised, but their problem was part of research conducted by Google to discover threat actors and their methods. We at DefCamp do quite the same thing, but the difference is that we allow the users to know if they are visiting websites that might attack their devices. We are ready to launch now version 2.0, which will also give detection for mobile devices. Until now, we were focused only on desktop devices, but with version 2.0, we improved a lot our mobile detection capabilities, and of course, a lot of new and interesting features.
Can you tell us a bit, Andrei, how this road has been for you? So in 2016, you first presented at DefCamp, right? The concept that's at the basis of the DefCamp. How has it been to move into delivering products and being an entrepreneur from what you were doing before as a researcher?
Well, to be honest with you, I wanted to quit like a million times. But every time I was telling myself, you got this far, you cannot stop now, you must go all the way. And basically, believing in my product and envisioning how to better it and make it more adapted to the market needs, I managed to transform a proof of concept code that was research purposes only into a service that is accessible to the broad public. And yeah, I wanted to also mention that my service doesn't address a specific market segment. It's addressing to almost everybody, as everybody might be a victim of browser exploits, as we all are using browsers, and out of accident or by being targeted by somebody, we might have our devices compromised and never knowing this.
Yeah, so as the education level rises, right, about these threats, the usage for your product should rise as well.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you, Andrei.
Thank you.
I'll move on to my colleague. It's no secret that us at Orange Romania have been working with these amazing startups. They were part of Orange Fab, a program that we are running so as to facilitate and to better understand how we as a corporation can work with startups. Ioan is here as the cybersecurity expert inside Orange Romania, who basically has actually been doing a lot of work with the entrepreneurs in this panel. So I invited him because I think it's useful to share also the perspective of people who are buying services and products from startups, and maybe to give an insight on how we are thinking. Ioan, how is it to work with startups, besides maybe in comparison with other established companies, right?
Hello, thank you, Monica. It is interesting, to say the least, in a sense that we don't necessarily go about doing business in a very or in a specific framework. We have such liberties and we have such flexibility that allows us to go a bit beyond an MVP or a proof of concept and ask, okay, how can we push this further? I mean, for instance, I think that with each of the great people present here in this panel, we went from an initial original idea that, of course, went on to became a product, and used that idea and those functionalities to extend or expand the reach of the product, the features of the project, of the product, or even the integration, the actual implementation of that program, of that product. And further on, we did our best to actually road test each of these products inside Orange before, or in most cases, in parallel to going to the market. So this was interesting as well. This is where you can draw a very conclusive line between working in a somewhat regulated and consistent framework with large enterprises and large companies, where pretty much everything, I mean, most of the interactions and developments related to products and services should flow in a very predictable way, as opposed to working with startups, with these amazing startups, and being part of the actual development phase of the product.
I love we have an inside joke about the amazing word today. That's why I'm smiling. Ioan, let's go a bit more into concrete. Tell us a bit about what you are doing, you personally inside Orange are doing with each of the startups.
Well, in most cases with these startups present here, I'm working with them to develop, test, validate new services and new products for both Orange Romania and our customers. This is the gist. This is the conclusion of it all. But in particular, I am actually working with some of the startups here to develop new products and new technologies, aside from the ones that are actually part of their portfolio or are actually accelerated to ORANGE Fab.
Good, thank you, Adrian. I know you have quite a big team. Tell us a bit about the journey, right? When have you started? I think it's earlier even than 2016 with Pentest tools, and I trust that our audience will get to learn a bit about your story, and I want to inspire people, but I also love what Andrei said, that he wants to quit every once in a while, because there are difficult stuff, and the idea is not to scare people, but to give them a bit of insight on what the challenges that are coming their way if they are starting a startups are, and how not to actually get scared by them, and just to be prepared to address those issues. So, Adrian, you have a big team now, your product is going very well. Tell us a bit about your journey so far. How have you grown as a company and as a team, and what were your lessons learned along the way?
Okay. So to start with myself, I graduated computer science from Polytechnica Bucharest. And then I worked as a programmer for 1.5 years, and then I switched to security. And I've been doing for about 6 years penetration testing when I quit my job and switched to Pentest tools. This was in around 2016. Back then, I worked as a penetration tester at one of the big 4 companies here in Romania. And however, before 2016, for about 2 years before, I've been starting Pentest tools as a hobby project. So I was doing it as to see actually how it is to create your own website, let's say, how to put it from zero to being used by only a few customers, or a few users. There weren't even customers back then. And the thing that motivated me to do the switch was that this hobby project that I was doing on my own actually had users and had people using it, and they were telling me, hey, this thing doesn't work very well. You can improve it like this. Hey, I'm using your tool. Can you add another feature here to do this, and so on. So it had traction even from back then. And my story is that in 2015 I became a father, and I have twins. And there was 1 year when it was very difficult for me to split my focus between family, between the full-time job that I had, and also two pentest tools. And I had to make a decision to quit one of them, and yeah, I quit the job. In 2016. I focused on doing some freelancing work together with pentest tools, and to have more time for my family. And the nice thing was that I met with Răzvan Ruginiș. You know him from computer science faculty. And he told me, hey, there is a nice startup program called Innovation Labs. It looks like you would be a good fit for that because you have an early product, but you need a team. So in 2017, I formed a team together with two students from the faculty. And we participated in Innovation Labs, and we actually won the grand prize there. And there also started the relationship with Orange. After Innovation Labs, we went to ORANGE Fab. Those were some very nice experiences for us. And yes, so since Innovation Labs, we consider pentest tools as a business. So before that was just a personal project. And after that, I also partnered with Andrei Pitiș, who you probably know from the Romanian startup scene. And right now he's a co-founder at Pentest Tools. And together we grew the team, and right now we are about 35 people, something like that. And still we need to grow further because actually the customers are asking us for more features and a better product.
Yeah, I'm curious. When you decided to quit your job, basically, was Pentest Tools creating any revenue?
Yes, it did create some revenue, but very, very small, very small. But the thing is that I saw that it can create revenue. That was the main thing. So it's very difficult to move the needle from 0 to 1. When you see that you did something, then that something can be further improved and to grow it.
Yeah, so that was with the new family extension on your side, that was very brave for you to do, right? But I understand that what gave you the courage to do this was also the trust that your product was going to grow if you invest in it.
Everybody told me that it was crazy, actually. But yeah, I had some trust that it will work. For me as a person, I'm not a very optimistic guy. Let's say I don't believe that something will work if I tell myself to work. So if I say, yeah, it will be great, it will be awesome, everything, it doesn't mean that it will actually be. So I try to keep my expectations pretty realistic. So yeah, I did some calculations, and yeah, I said I could take the risk, and the beautiful part in this whole journey was that I'm pretty passionate about what I'm doing, and yeah, it was very hard. It still is very hard because since the team grows, there are different types of challenges. But I still like very much what I'm doing, so that's what keeps me ticking, let's say.
Yeah, so it's not insane braveness, right? Just being delusional into thinking that if you put the work into it, it's going to work. It's actually learning and probably validating that what you are doing works.
You have to actually, so you have to, if you have to climb a ladder from step 0 to step 10, you actually need to climb every step. So it's not enough to say, yeah, I will get to step 10, but you don't know how to do it. So you have to think of every step, how you move further, and how you grow.
Thank you. Just one more curiosity about the team. You said 35 people. Tell us a bit about what types of activities or types of jobs, departments do you have, right? Because there's the security part and the actual coding, but then there are a lot of other activities that you are covering now.
Yeah, when we started, we were mostly programmers in the team, but after that, since the number of customers grew, we actually needed more resources in the areas of marketing, content marketing. This is one of our channels to grow. Then we have a support team. Customer success team, who keeps the relationship with the customers. Recently, we have colleagues for web design, and yeah, so it's yeah. Besides the security team, who is actually doing security research, so. The biggest part of the team actually is software development. So this is actually the biggest part, and the others are a bit smaller. But every part of the team has its own importance, and the actual business could not run as it runs without any of the parts. So everybody is important.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Adi. I'll just pass the mic to Christy a bit to tell us about the different types of departments, to say, right, of jobs inside the company. You are also quite a big team. What types of activities do you do?
Yeah, so of course, mainly software development. The majority of the team, they are software development skilled persons. And actually, me, myself, Petrica, and we came from a services world, and we were not developers either. If I also finished and graduated computer science, and by the way, Adrian, I remember you as a teacher in my master penetration security subject. I remember perfectly your Metasploit tasks in the lab.
We did some cool stuff.
Interesting, and I believe it's still actual what we learned 10 years ago. Indeed, yeah, software development. I'm coming from the subject matter expertise world. I'm an infrastructure guy. I know how switches, routers, firewalls work. And it was a lot of onboarding from my perspective on how to structure a software development team with agile framework, and add all this expertise in the team. And yeah, a lot of influence here. It's also having our CTO, which is based in Timișoara, Mornan Perian. He's the software development brain in our team. So besides software development, subject matter expertise in areas of cybersecurity and infrastructure, we are also adding we added expertise from AI perspective, where we're having colleagues which are working on the deep research mathematical level of neural networks and AI edge bleeding edge technologies, and this triangle is it's maybe our biggest advantage, because we are trying to add all these three types of expertise in one product, and the customer just to use it, and to be easy just with a GUI, graphical user interface, to take the benefits of deep neural networks and reinforcement learning and very, very hard to understand technologies. Of course, we also reinvented ourselves in terms of coming from services, moving to product psychology, which was also a breakthrough. Even if we are still delivering that kind of services, and we are having a branch of services attached to Arcana as a product, like installing model feedback, AI model feedback, collecting the subject matter expertise into the model for each customers. These kind of services are still there, but it was a major breakout for our philosophy and the way of creating a team from service delivery to product company. It's a pretty big difference. We felt it.
Thank you, Cristi. Speaking about moving from service to product, CyberEdu is also a use case of this. Florina, tell us a bit about how it is to go from the mindset of providing services to your clients. Basically, you do activities and you get paid for providing those activities, right? Into building a platform that can be used by the users alone. How is that, and what's different?
I must say that it's challenging, to say the least, because we started to CyberEdu is actually a spin-off from BitSentinel. In BitSentinel, we do cybersecurity services. So all the team is actually a cybersecurity specialist somehow on the different sides, red or blue. In CyberEdu, right now we are still trying to figure out how to transform all our knowledge from cybersecurity services to a product. So we are still building a lot of content and features and lots of knowledge also for us on the way we develop the product. But I think it's very challenging. Once you start to build a product from a service, you get to see that you have so many things to develop and to add, like features, and you get feedback from the users, you get feedback from the customers, and you get to stay at the table and just to start prioritize what we need now, what where we want to go this year, and to have like a big picture on the product. And this is quite challenging, but it's also very exciting for us because we are doers. We like to get things done. Actually, this is the good part of being a startup. You can implement your ideas and you can add your mark to the product you're building, and it's really great.
What do you do to learn what you need to change inside the product? How do you understand what's happening there? What needs to be improved?
We talk a lot with our customers and with our users. Actually, on CyberEdu, we have a Discord channel, and lots of users tell us, okay, we would like to have this or this. Of course, we have a long to-do list of new features coming up and things to add or update, but we take into account all of them in order to see if it's feasible or not for us. And I think a close connection with our customers also help us, because we talk with universities to really understand their need, for instance, because different universities from different countries have different way to teach their students. So we need to see how it works in order to adapt and adjust, because every country, every educational method, it's a bit challenging, but we have a common passion for learning and teaching cybersecurity. So we just need to add the things together in order to adapt and adjust.
So you have opened the communication channel for people to come and give you ideas. Do you also have complaints? I don't know if anyone can take this. How is that going?
Of course, we have complaints. I think every product has complaints. If you don't have a user or someone who is complaining about your product, it means that he doesn't really use it. So we accept complaints, and we always want to learn what's wrong in order to see if we can improve, or if it's something like for user experience, or if it's really a bug on the platform or in the lab that the user is trying to access. We take all these complaints as learning curves, because as a startup, this is what you do in the first years. You learn and you develop, and you learn and you develop and you build, because you start from an idea and you go to market and to customers and to users, and you need to be open to accept feedback and to learn from it.
Thank you, Flotina. Indeed, people who are passionate enough to complain, that's actually a good sign, right? Because they have the need and they're trying to do something with your product, which is what you want.
And they care, so it's important for us.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you. So I'd like to remind our audience, I'm keeping an eye on the chat. If you have any questions for our guests, please enter them into the chat and I'll address them. Moving forward, now I want to go to Andrei, and I really want to ask him, why did you want to quit it sometimes? What's tough there, and how do you overcome that, right?
Well, yeah, there are a lot of frustrations. For instance, I started DefCamp. I finished it back in 2017. It was a fully working product or service, and I actually remember how I got into Orange Fab. I posted a status on LinkedIn saying, okay, I finished the DefCamp, it works fine, but what the hell am I doing to do with it right now? Because I was in a dead end. I didn't see it, how to access the market, how to grow further, etc. And I remember Cristi Patsachian writing me saying, come with it to us and we'll have a look. I was like, okay. And this is how the journey started. But the journey was quite a bumpy road, because myself, I wear many hats. I'm a private consultant, cybersecurity researcher. Also, I work for some governmental agencies with competencies in cybersecurity, and it was quite a tough choice to decide to proceed further in this direction. Basically, it's quite hard to find the right team. This is the main issue. Then it is a lot of research involved, and a lot of questions that have no answers that are ready to find, and you have to do it the hard way. And of course, you get to some point where you see no exit, and you're like, okay, I'm going to quit. I'm going to keep my day job and have a safe life and worry about nothing from now on. But then again, you come to think, okay, but what if I should do it further? And you kind of pressure yourself into overcome any blocks that you encounter. It's too hard to enumerate right now all the times and all the motives that were quite deal blockers to me. But mainly it is very important to find the right team. I didn't. I do everything by myself right now. Of course, I'm open to finding some people that could add value to the service and to the product. But yeah, without determination and self-motivation, I don't think I could have got here.
It's they say it's part of the most challenging thing about building a product and building a startup is the unknown unknowns, right? You don't,
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
a lot of stuff you don't know and you don't know that's coming your way.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. That's the best way to put it.
So let's do another roundtable. Thinking that you, with all the knowledge you have today, are going back to talk to the you that was just starting and thinking about these lessons learned and unknown unknowns that came. What is the most surprising thing that has happened, and maybe you can help yourself from the beginning to address that. Can you share a bit about this?
I think I would go the same way with the same approach. Luckily, it was the right approach for me. I don't have any advice to give to my younger self, except keep doing what you're doing and try to improve yourself in a permanent manner. And what is very important, never focus on the money. Just be wary to create a good product, a quality service, and at some point people will notice it and they will start using it. So it's very important to keep to be persistent and be self-motivated. So never give up if you really believe in something.
Yeah, frustration is coming, but keep at it, right?
Yes, exactly.
Thank you, Andrei.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Let's see, Florina, can you share a bit about what was unexpected, maybe, and it's good to know from the beginning.
I would also agree with what Andrei said. It's very good if you start your journey with making sure that you expect the unexpected, because sometimes we tend to think about, okay, we will do this and this and this, and once you're starting to doing everything, you realize that the day has only 24 hours and the daylight in winter it's even smaller. So you just need to focus a lot, all your energy in what you're trying to build, and to really keep your passion open, because I think the main ingredient for any startup is to be passionate about what they are doing. Without passion and without ambition, you cannot build a startup. And you can work for a startup, definitely, but you cannot build a startup. There are so many challenges, like ups and downs every day. And it's quite challenging, but it's also rewarding on the other side. And I think all of us in this panel, we are adding our experience into changing the world and into improving the cybersecurity industry. And it's really great.
I think this is the perfect question for you. You touched on the day having only 24 hours and you do CyberEdu, you organize DefCamp, you're still involved, I think, in Bit Sentinel a bit. How do you actually prioritize?
Tough question. Well, I always try to find a balance with everything I do. I mean, I am passionate about everything, but I also have an amazing team to work with. And what I love the most in DefCamp team, in CyberEdu team and Bit Sentinel is the fact that we help each other. It's not enough like you are one person and you're trying to do everything on your own. You cannot do it. It's unfeasible and it's childish to even think about this. It's the best thing you can do is just to really think of what you can do and what you can do to ask for help in your team, because each of our team members has lots of experience and has eagerness to learn and to support the team. And I think this is also an important aspect for the startup, to work as a team. You cannot be one-man show and to think that it will work forever. It doesn't. You need to have people to work with and to help you in different challenges, and also for you to help them and to help them grow, and in order to get involved and also add their input in the startup.
Thank you, Florina. Cristi, tell us how what was surprising for you in building Arcana AI?
Surprising. I don't know if yeah, as I mentioned, the shift from services to product was something a big milestone from my way of thinking, personally at least. And I cannot say I'm surprised that everybody, all the customers to whom we present Arcana, they are confirming that it's resolving their problems, and they would like to have something like that in their ecosystem. I can't say it's surprising, but it's a nice surprise. It's a nice feeling to receive the energy from the customers, from the people from IT world, and the ones who are interested in this kind of technologies, to be positive around it and validating the idea.
What did you have to learn, to say, in the past two years? What did you learn new while building Arcana AI?
I wouldn't say that we didn't do that, at least personally, but it's better to be confident that what you're doing is the right thing, and you will succeed in achieving your targets, and don't try to make it perfect, because the effort to resolve all the problems at once is not the real target you need to purchase, to follow and to target. The idea is to do one step at a time, do it better, and continue to validate with the industry, conferences, customers, real world. And our relationship with Orange also is helping us to validate all the ideas with real environment, real market, real customers, and real problems.
So we're going back to prioritizing, right, and not trying to do everything by yourself. I know you also got an investment, so basically that's some extra help from the outside, investors who put their money in the company to support you into growing the product, and trusting besides you that the return will come in the future, right?
Yeah, indeed, that the investment received from the crowdfunding with SeedBlink is the formal validation that keep up the good job and do it and see you at the next milestone. Indeed, that is a formal milestone we achieved, and we wished, we dreamed of 2 years ago when we started. So even if the road is we are just starting to run on the pit lane, it's not it's nice to have milestone, and we are dream on the next one.
This is something typical I see into security startups as well, because you're coming with great experience in the industry, and when you're starting to build products, you actually very, very well know the problem you're solving. So I think this, and in Adrian's case as well, is what gives you confidence that you are building the right product and that the return will come. In other industries, you see people going a lot back and forth in just discussing with the customers and understanding about their industry use cases. This I see an interesting thing that's particular to the cybersecurity industry. Adrian, just tell us a bit about your lessons learned along the way. You have, again, built a team. I'm sure you're still prioritizing, even if you're 35 people, you still have a lot of work to do. You also have an investment, right? What was surprising? What would you tell your past self in looking to what has been?
Before that, I would like to make a comment related to the services versus product business. So we at Pentest Tools, I forgot to mention that we also have a services line, a professional services line, and we have another dedicated team for that who do penetration testing and security assessments for our customers. And in our case, the professional services line goes very well hand in hand with the product that we are building, because we get input from the actual pen testers that are using the product to do services with it, and we improve the product with this input, and also. On the other direction, the product helps the pen testing team be more efficient and effective in what they are doing. So in our case, we tend to also keep and develop this services line to go in parallel with the product. Regarding
lessons learned?
Regarding to lessons learned, maybe I should have dedicated more time and energy to creating a team faster, because I see right now that when you have a good team, the team can do things on its own. So you don't have to manage it every day and to micromanage the team. Because if it's a good team, then you can rely on it to work on its own, and a team can do much more than you would ever do as an individual. So yeah,
that is if you have a good team, right? If you manage to get the right people. Do you have some tips and tricks on how you're recruiting, what you're looking for in the people that you select?
Yeah, related to the good team, it's the way you build it, it's the way you have it. So I'm very I pay very much attention when hiring new people into the team, and besides the technical knowledge, I look very much at the attitude of the person, and since I know everybody from the team, I can estimate pretty well if that person will match with the others that I already have in the team. So this way, I was able to create a group of people who get along very well with each other, and we have a very nice communication and friendship relationship, I would say, between everybody in the team. So yeah, it's very important when you recruit a person to look also at the attitude and at the personal skills of the person that you're trying to hire, not only to the technical part.
So you're looking, so you're looking for a match in personalities across the team, right? And then, but this, I guess this also means that you invest a lot of time into looking for the right person, then making sure that they find their place in the team.
Yeah, because I know when a person, when I look for a new person, I usually know with whom he or she will interact in the team. And I know their personalities, and I also put them to discuss together before actually hiring them, and to see if they match and if they can work actually together. So it's not only my decision for that.
Yeah, that's very valuable. So you get input from the teammates as well. Thank you very much. We were discussing about understanding the industry very well, and again, starting to build products that you know are solving a problem that you already had. Ioan, I'll go back to you because at Orange, you have quite a good visibility on what's going on in the market. And I know you're also educating yourself always in looking at what is happening in other markets that are sort of an inspiration for us, like you discussed about the security operations centers in universities earlier in your talk. That was, again, something that's happening in other countries, and you see it growing. Thinking with our audience in mind, and I truly trust that people are watching this panel and starting to get inspired and get confidence to start creating a startup, right? Where do you think the next generation of startups in cybersecurity is going to be? What are the main problems we still have to solve?
Good question. I will undoubtedly somehow connect my answer to the pandemic, because there's been almost 1.5 hours and nobody mentioned COVID-19 in this panel. It's truly unbelievable. But the true trends that are somehow capturing the moment are actually they're stemming from some needs coming from this push to a new normal, to remote everything, remote friendly, expanded expanded borders, specifically on security, added complexity on infrastructures, and everything else. So a key takeaway, at least from my perspective, is that the future is going to be a bit more data-centric and a bit less user-centric. So it's probable that cybersecurity will have to align in some way with trends regarding the generation, processing, and analysis of threat data. And this means that new startups or new new interest domains in cybersecurity should have a clear focus on generating real world applicable threat data, such as threat intelligence, and should focus on having the capacity to analyze and to interpret said data in such a way that it provides an immediate and cohesive visibility on the entire landscape of the business or on the entire infrastructure. And of course, linking these two, linking these two concepts or aspects together is awareness and user education. This was, and definitely will be at the forefront of having a positive security posture. So, in a very brief conclusion, invest big in data processing, invest big in threat intelligence, and invest hugely in education. This is my takeaway on what the future has in store for us.
Thank you, Ioan. I think that's a great way to end this panel. Thank you, everyone, for participating. To our audience, again, it's not an easy journey. You will have to learn some things new along the way. You'll have to work with other people. You'll get frustrated. But I'm sure that since everyone is still here today and hasn't quit this entrepreneurial journey, it's worth it. There you have it. Invest in these areas that are coming our way. Everything is moving online now, or more and more is moving from our personal life and from our business life as well. So yes, threat intelligence, we need that. Data, we are generating more data, and thus we need to protect more and more data. So thank you, everyone. Build products. Us at Orange are looking forward to supporting you if we have similarities in the work, like we did with these people. But again, our involvement was just a tiny bit. Theirs is the work actually and the determination to make it work. Thank you. I know people at DefCamp, you are looking forward for the lunch break. So enjoy your lunch break and be back at 2 sharp for the next topics in the conference. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Monica. That was a super insightful panel. I only got part of it because I was on the other track, but thank you for being such a gracious host and for helping collect all of these invaluable lessons. I hope that it served the next generation of entrepreneurs in whatever they're building next.